Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the SuperNova Astrology update for August 21st through 28th, 2023. Wow, what intense and powerful astrology we continue to live through. We're feeling a big shift of energy this week, though, with the sun moving over into Virgo on the 24th, the same day that Mercury turns retrograde in Virgo. So it's kind of, Virgo is a mutable sign. And so it's kind of got this energy of the change of seasons and Mercury retrograde. And we also still have Venus retrograde and a lot of other planets retrograde, Uranus turning retrograde on the 29th. So there's this kind of like feeling of like grinding to a halt. And yet, incredibly powerful astrology speaking about what's really going on and what's to come. So the sun we have had this incredibly powerful activation, and it feels like the forces have gone, or like an overdrive, trying to keep these messages, this vibrational upgrade from getting to us, blocking out those codes in the sun, and yet it can't be done. Nothing can stop it. Um, but we have been feeling this incredible activation energy with the sun first going over Venus retrograde, the sun moving forward, just kind of crossing paths. And that was Venus had just come into her second conjunction and square with Uranus and conjunction with Black Moon Lilith. And then just after their conjunction, the sun has just this last week, these last few days, we're still feeling this energy completing the sun going over Black Moon Lilith and squaring up with Uranus. And the sun, Black Moon Lilith is just this illuminating on the darkest dark. I mean, we are continuing to see very dark, disturbing truths that are difficult to look at be revealed in our world and in our own psyche. You know, what we've gone through, what we've been put through, what we've allowed, we're facing all of it. And it's all about taking back our power and our autonomy as human souls. And so this is the energy we're being asked to. So on one hand, we've got this double retrograde, or Venus and Mercury are personal planets. Those are the ones you feel the most when they're retrograde. And so for the next 2 weeks until Venus turns direct on September 4th, we've got this kind of grinding to a halt type energy. On the other hand, we're coming off of this massive, incredible activation with the sun, Black Moon, Lilith, and also Pluto square the nodes of the moon, speaking to turning the wheel of time, right? And forcing forward the timeline, landing home, claiming back what's rightfully ours, our world, our way. There's no other choice. And sometimes it's not until you almost lose something before you really appreciate and can come to that full gratitude and appreciation and connection. And this is what's happening with our earth. We're going to be recognizing as more truth disclosure comes out how close we have come to giving it all away to control-based machine energies. And here we are, vital organic life force. But they've infected us with their machines to the point where now we question. So this is our greatest power, is to know our divine truth, to live it and breathe it. One of the things that's coming forward right now, so a lot of this astrology has to do with Pluto and Capricorn. You know, it's retrograding back into Capricorn, that square with the nodes of the moon, cardinal square at the very end degrees of cardinal signs. Now the north node, south node moving on, beginning to come out of this square with Pluto. It's loosening, you know. But Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto is our power, fear of our power, and where we've given our power away. Misunderstandings about our power, mysteries, something way out there from the future that we don't quite understand, except for we're coming to know as the disclosure happens in our reality that we've already experienced these higher states of consciousness. We've already worked with these higher technologies. We've already lived in a world, a fully advanced world of free energy, with free energy, recent times. So we're like coming to terms with these disclosures and recognizing that situation that we're in of almost giving away our whole organic life force and our world, our earth. And so this is actually causing a resurgence and a power of connection to the earth. And one of the things that's the most important thing we need to recognize and remember right now is the power of the human will. And so this is one of the distortions in the Christ mythology, in the stories of Piscean age, that Jesus is going to come save you. Now, Jesus is inspiring, and he did some shit, right? He transmuted his body. He showed us what we all can do, right? What Christ consciousness is. But there is this distortion around that we need him to save us. And that's the trap, because the only thing that can save us is our own human will, our own soul asking, our own soul, our soul essence. This is why they've gone through such extreme measures to try to disconnect us from this power. But now we see the power, we recognize the power, and we're going, oh no, you do not take this from me. This is our rightful birthright to exist in autonomy, our own soul autonomy. So we're like waking up to the ways that we've been manipulated and fed upon and taking back our power. So much of this astrology is about that. That's just like the backdrop. It's like, this is when we decide whether or not we're going to, submit to being a fully controllable human race, or are we going to claim back our reality, our world, our earth, our way? It was ours all along. We get into the psychological thing of like, oh, we're like, got to prove something or do something right, these old paradigms, to kind of like wrestle and negotiate with these dark forces. And it's like, no negotiation, no negotiation. Actually, no. And a lot of supernova souls are waking up to this level of battle they've been in, this demonic energy, not realizing how much energy it's been taking. And it's kind of like, you know, the energy of it is kind of like a 2-year-old. It's a machine, right? But it's like it's like we're having these situations where we're repeatedly in different areas of our lives having to say no. No, no means no. No, no, this is mine. So this energy is really helpful, and because of what's coming through with the North Node in Aries. So that Pluto square the nodes, square the North Node in Aries, and the Aries is I am. The Aries is soul containment. The Aries is selfishness. Aries is holding on to the sacred picture of the perfection, humanity, the spiritual beings, their birthright, that evolution, the truth. And so it's giving us the strength and the gumption to grab a hold of ourself, our identity, not our identity in our earth constructs, but our soul essence. See, this is the power, because we know now that there's an agenda to corrupt our DNA, right? And disconnect our God code. Our God code lives in our individual expression. This is why they've been farming us, trying to get our DNA through the swab tests and everything. This is your power, your own unique essence. And as a supernova soul, with everything you've experienced over lifetimes, the power of your soul essence is so profound. And there are so many mechanisms going in to keep you from that. And yet the human will is stronger than the machine every time. And that's all it is. It's Oz behind the curtain. Move that shit, and it's like, oh, big and scary turns out to be a little helpless creature, right? And this is what we're going up against, because it's what's required in order for us to claim our birthright, our rightful power. So we're in the wilderness. We're in that place in the story, in the wilderness, where we're facing down these demons and we're saying, oh, yeah. So it's like test, 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 it feels like, and being like, oh, another boundary, another boundary. And then at the same time, it's like, oh my gosh, the total isolation. This is a contrived situation or isolation. Do not buy into the story for one more moment that you don't deserve right here, right now, and could benefit from supernova souls. Your brothers and sisters, we're turning our light on and we're coming together and amplifying. And this is everything they're working against. And yet nothing can stop it. It's happening. A flood of light is coming in. There is a divine anointing happening. This astrology is saying the gates to heaven are opening back to earth. Mother Earth is awakening. She's a dragon. And we've been told that if she awakens, she's going to be mad at us. She's going to cause destruction. But through all of my past life readings and everything this I've been given this information again and again, every single destruction on this earth, mass casualty event, natural disaster was actually caused by directed energy weapons, just like Maui, right? And so we're kind of addressing that this technology throughout our evolution has been used to disrupt and reset and steal our future again and again. And now it's game over. We've got to be in the energy of this. We've got to be in the energy because it's the dark times, man. It's like they're just wanting to just, use all of the resources to keep us in just this oppressed state. And so can we be in the energy of celebration of what we know is coming? We can feel it. And we got to put this energy, we got to allow this vibrational frequency. So this is a lot of the astrology right now because we have this bloom in Virgo, and with Mercury and Mars in Virgo. Now the sun's going to be moving into Virgo on the 24th, and Mars will be moving into Libra on the 28th. But the Virgo energy is like, especially with Mars there, and now Mars is coming into an opposition with Neptune in Pisces, and the strength of this warrior, our masculine warrior, it's like connecting to that power of the human will and saying we're cleaning it up now because this is Mother Earth, the dragon awakening. It's like we're going, taking it to another level. Mama's waking up. And it's not that she's coming here to punish us. It's just that, like, it's time to clean it up. And we are cutting edge in the cleanup crew. And it's like, that's so excruciatingly painful and intense. But we've got to keep our eye on the prize. And it's a little bit hard because we've got 2 weeks now of this grinding to a halt, feeling like all time is gone. We're just stuck in between. Can't see out of the dark hole, and yet we're supposed to, it's like, so, but what's really happening is it's like the spiral. We're spiraling because time is a spiral, right? It's like we're spiraling into the center, and now we're there, and we're in the cocoon, and we wait, and we prepare, and we put our vibrational frequency. We allow this Mercury retrograde in Virgo and Mars energy activation in Virgo to give us the gumption power within our being to clean up the mind control, to clean up where we have been controlled. We all have been MK Ultra'd, and we've got to clean this shit up. We have got to take back the power of our mind. We do that through our spiritual will connected with our human will. So it's our human will, our request of our place in the cosmos. It's our knowing that our light trumps all. The human soul in a body, advanced human soul, aware of itself as consciousness, the most powerful force. And their little machines and mechanisms have zero power. Because guess what? Like, this is the deal with the nanotech. It's like so confusing because they're like, what is the substance? It mimics life, it moves, but it has no life. This is what we're dealing with. So these parasitic forces that have been, we've already always had to deal with this, but we're having an extreme presentation of these demonic entity parasitic energies working through people right now. But it's actually kind of the fact that it's so obvious is really helpful in being able to place boundaries. These energies are angry that we're taking our power back because it's their source of life, because they're just machines. And yet we can't negotiate, right? It's like, and so it's just such a wild place that we're in right now, and being called to fully go within, clean up our psyche, our act, clean up wherever we have been beholden to outside forces, whether we're aware of it in our consciousness or not, and use that will to infuse our spiritual essence back into our body. Now, this is happening organically as well. That Sun Venus had an energy, and Sun Black Moon Lilith, of a full activation of our this essence, this like connecting back to our spiritual essence. This, it's like a Kundalini awakening. So we're now, so it's like we've had this Pluto square the nodes, turning the wheel of time. Everything that's in the way of finally moving this ship forward is coming to the surface, right? And then we've got this Venus retrograde, and saying that we've got to awaken to this God light within, our feminine intuitive power, which is the power we've lost. Free energy, everything. This juicy creation force. Now, this is the energy behind the goddess activation. It's not too late to join that goddess activation 8-pillar series, 8-week series around accessing this creation energy, giving yourself full permission to be in this juicy co-creation energy. This is what we need. This is the medicine. This is the power. We connect to our vital force, the force of the universe, through co-creation activities. And so much has worked against this energy. And so we're claiming it back because that flood of divinity is coming in. So going back to this next couple of weeks, the retrogrades, it's like we're preparing for this flood of high frequency blessings, energy to the earth. And so we're incubating, right? We're preparing, we're cleansing, facing the lies, facing the delusions, facing the mind control, facing everything in the darkest dark in order to bring back that spiritual light. So that's Venus's journey through Leo. And so now Venus is coming into a square with Jupiter in Taurus. And Jupiter in Taurus is wanting to expand into our self-worth. Jupiter always brings expansion more and amplification. It's very positive, even in squares. But square to Venus retrograde in Leo, it's like she's still in the dark. She still doesn't have the self-worth. She's still been programmed. Something's going on with a deep psyche. This is what I'm talking about, cleaning up. We got to be open to this, like these memories that have been repressed, where lifetimes or this lifetime, we have been manipulated into activities that go against our nature through mind control programs. This might be part of the deep shame that supernova souls carry. We have to understand that anything that we've done under hypnosis or duress is not our karma. Our karma is to take back our power and know that everything they've used against us did not work. And now we deserve and own and claim our sovereign human soul, our sovereign mind, our sovereign energy field. All of the energies that go into interfering with us on a technological level must require the use of our electromagnetic field, right? So they're hijacking our field in order to control us. And this is where we turn the ship around, and the spiral starts to spin out the other direction. Incredible power is building, right? And it makes me think of, in homeopathy, you see this effect quite a bit, where the body will get to a certain point where it's like the disease has to grow and bloom. And this is what's happening on our planet, a deep, dark disease. And that's where they want us. They want us in a diseased state, right? But that has to grow and grow until organism wrestles its power. And this is also the Aries energy too. It's like gumption and wrestles the power to throw off that disease. And it's so dramatic and so profound and so powerful. And there might be powerful symptoms in the body, but you can feel the vital force of the field saying, out with you, right? And this is what we're doing on our earth and in our body and our psyche right now. And clearing up these dark places of shame that keep us from really moving forward in our life. So coming back to this energy of being in the energy of the celebration of this throwing off, because the power that's coming back into the world through supernova souls landing home as who they really are, claiming their sovereign soul, claiming their energy field. Um, it's so glorious. I mean, we've gotten the message. If one supernova soul came into their full potential, game over for the controllers. And now it's like, you know, the astrology has a lot of energy messages around like time to land home is who you really are. It's like, because so with Mars coming into this opposition with Neptune, and that's the 23rd, 24th, and it's a very powerful energy because the sun moves into Virgo that day on the 24th. Mercury turns retrograde in Virgo, and so it's this kind of like like it's almost like we've got to slow down to switch gears so that we can like really get this roller coaster going, right? It's like we know it's enough of a roller coaster. Let's just get on with it, right? So this the at that same time, Mars comes into Mars and Virgo coming to the end of Virgo, coming to opposition with Neptune. Neptune's moving from 27 degrees, retrograde at 26 degrees. And so Mars coming into this opposition with Neptune, and that's forming the body. This is the axis of a kite. And the body of a kite is a trine in one element. And in this case, it's an earth trine. Mars in Virgo, Uranus in Taurus, and Pluto in Capricorn. So we've got the earth energy, which is about grounding out, connecting to the earth, slowing down, being in connection to our natural world. And then, but it's a kite, and kites fly. So it's like literally the levitation of the earth. And as the levitation of the earth happened because of Mother Dragon awakening in her serpent power, the creation energy is moving again in our world. It's almost like the Holy Spirit, the feminine creation energy, has been in chains. And it's interesting because here we come to this place where we're like, oh, wait, we're almost lost our world to like these nefarious control energies, global, that want to just completely take us out and control us. And what is keeping us from standing up to them, right? What's allowing the control energies? Because apparently we're heading towards another lockdown, and masks and all that, right? And we have to look at this quintessential concept that has allowed this level of control to take over humanity. And it has to do with consent. Okay, so everything we're talking about with the Pluto and Capricorn. And then we want to look at the story of Lilith, speaking to the goddess activation. Lilith is one of the archetypes we work with in the sacral chakra. And Lilith was Adam's first wife, not talked about a lot in this whole story. Huh? Wait, maybe this is the key to the whole thing, because Lilith would not submit. And isn't this how we got to here? And so we must revoke consent. And then that very powerful message for supernova souls, knowing the power of your electromagnetic field, just feel the energy of it. You can strengthen your electromagnetic field by grounding with the earth, by deliberately connecting with nature, by energetically connecting with running water and the power, healing generation of water. You can also strengthen your electromagnetic field through your breath. It's a very special breath, a breath of life. And maybe we can just do this for a moment together. In any situation where you feel challenged, where you're in that wilderness, where you're facing the demons, where you feel all alone, where they've almost convinced you that you have no power, stop and breathe this breath of life. Breathe in deeply and profoundly, not just air, but light and prana of the universe. Plasma of the sun, which is water and hydration. Guess what? Water blocks electromagnetic infiltration. We are filling our field with plasma and water and taking back our autonomy and our protection for anything. So let's just do that together for a moment right here and tap in to this subtle vibrational frequency, to this electromagnetic field, this incredible power that's at our disposal because we exist. It's our birthright. And just feel that energy growing around you and the power of this field. And this is what we're doing as we connect in with the goddess activation, these energies of creation. We're reconnecting ourselves back to that organic power that overcomes and protects all. When we claim back our field, we claim back our earth. Our body is the temple. Our body is the earth. And each one of us saying, mine, my autonomous, my field, my permission to run high frequency energies. It's such an intense and lonely and scary place. And yet, look what you're doing for the world, SuperNova. Do not forget. Put your eye on the prize. Keep your energy in the vibration of the celebration of this incredible light coming in. Nothing else can play out. Nothing else. This is Pluto square the nodes. We are done with the old games. And now we prepare, reorient. What's really happening for supernovas, like we said, is this bigger self landing home. This is giving you the spiritual confidence and that connection to that will and that gumption, and be like, all right, King's home on his throne now. And looks like we better clean up the mess. And so the other thing that's happening is that the sun, before it moves into Virgo on the 24th, this next couple days, right now, the 21st, 22nd, making this yod, this in conjunct relationship with Pluto in Capricorn and Neptune in Pisces, highlighting the sextile between Pluto and Neptune. Very, very powerful energies of creative solutions to see through the lies in order to break down the false authority structures, in order to dream a new dream, in order to come into our own authority. And perhaps we have to come into that own authority before we can really dream that new dream. We are the anointing. We are the experience. And mechanisms beyond what you can imagine to interfere with this anointing, this awakening in our God-given, beautiful, human, pristine form. So we are preparing for this in this period of time. But anyway, so we've got this yod right now. And the yod is a destiny. And we know Venus made this yod when she turned retrograde. And now the sun is the point. So it says human destiny. We're divine evolution. That's our destiny. It's the only way forward, and the only thing that matters, and the only thing that's real is the full expression of human potential, which is this technology, this life force, this expression. So that the sun is also then in a trine with the galactic center in Sagittarius. And so it's like this pointing to this destiny and this unfoldment. If we do not express our God self, this shit's over. And yet there's no stopping us from expressing our God selves. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling this energy? I know we're battling darker, lower forces, but then you'll have these moments where it's like, oh, it's like something got through. That elation, this joy, this is living in a human body, especially an advanced soul, should be an ecstatic existence. Look at the animals and the plants and the way that they do not argue with life and fully express. And here we are going, we're crooked and we forgot who we are and we don't know what we're doing. Now, corrected. This is about timelines correcting, the world correcting, and we're right here at the epicenter of it, supernova souls, because you've been the most targeted. It means you have the most power to execute this part of the plan. And you don't even have to do anything, you just have to connect with this powerful will and keep bringing in the spiritual light. Demons out, light in. Through the strength and power of your human will. It's Christ consciousness. That's your access to the Holy Grail. And as we do this, we're reclaiming on a holographic level that unique DNA. And we are activating at the same time the Gaia codes, the original codes of what Earth and this evolution saw for itself and wanted to become. And we're involved in that. And this is the glorious celebration. Can we put our vibrational energy there and create from that place as much as possible? And this is the energy that's helpful with what we're feeling right now as well through the end of the month. All of this astrology pretty much goes through the end of August. It's kind of like a chapter. And so we've got that square with the nodes still, yod, with the sun, pointing to the sun, the Pluto Neptune sextile. We've got then the sun coming in, or then Mars coming into an opposition with Pluto, making that kite. And all of this kind of goes through the end of the month. At the same time, we're kind of ratcheting back our activity and our forward motion with Mercury turning retrograde, seasonal change, rounding out with the sun in Virgo. The other thing that's going on is that Mercury is turning retrograde at 21 degrees, and that means on the 24th, and is in a trine, not too far out of a trine with Neptune. Uranus at 23 degrees Taurus, so another Earth trine. And this is right as Mercury's turning retrograde, so it tells us what the Mercury retrograde is about, and it's everything we've been talking about, because Uranus in Taurus is about embodying in our permission and our worthiness for higher frequency vibrations. It's just the truth of who we are, but we've been overlaid with such control energy to keep us from it. And so Mercury in trine to Uranus and Taurus in Virgo as Mercury turns retrograde is saying that we're clearing up our psyche, the mind control, the programming, the electromagnetic frequency, vibration, interference, whatever, to make room for these higher frequency vibrations. We have the power in our field to literally deactivate technologies through our vibrational frequencies. And it's a weird situation because I'm getting this we've got to free humanity from this control if we're going to move forward. But it has to be kind of gradual, because when you are affected by this level of mind control, it's not psychologically safe to just remove it. Pretty interesting. And then we, at the cutting edge of all this, having been the most targeted and the most power to set ourselves free, we're also playing the role of harmonizing this and stabilizing the ship, right? As we go through the storm and know that everything's okay. Mother Dragon's with us and we're awakening and it's just beautiful. We're finally taking back our world, and we just hold through our will this peace and presence and celebration of the higher frequency vibrations and prepare ourselves for this divine anointing that's coming, and opening up ourselves to be able to receive these grail codes. They're in our body, they're in our DNA, but everything is trying to interfere with it. And that's where it's like we have to take control on a holographic energetic field level in the truth. So once you've experienced these higher evolutionary spiritual truths, you can't unknow them. But we've been traumatized to the point where we cannot access these memories. And when we go near these memories, we find trauma memories that trigger us down into these dark places. So we've got to go really be willing to go face these darkest places. This is Venus, Black Moon, Lilith, and Leo, because it's about our permission to turn on our light. And yet it's like hidden, deep hidden subconscious. It's also like, take the blame off of you. Take the blame off of you. We know it's like we're carrying this heavy shame, of like these things that we were told we did, and that maybe we did do under duress, went completely against our nature. And now we stand in the light and we say, we're starting a new day. We're starting a new chapter. This is my vibration. I'm released from the past. And yet, is there anything we need to know that needs to be uncovered in that deep psyche place in order to be completely set free so that we can't get triggered back into the trauma? And we have to remember that that's all mind control is based on trauma. That's why the sexual distortion with children, because that's the basic fact that came out of Nazi Germany with Project Paperclip, was that best way to control somebody's mind is through trauma And through the best way to, or the most, powerful trauma you can inflict is on a child, sexual uh, uh, violation. So this is kind of the basis of our culture. And it's really sucks to look at it. And yeah, supernova souls, we're so strong and we're so powerful and we have so much light and we made it through the hardest, darkest times. And you are becoming invincible. This energy field activation is your armor. It is your armor of light, armor of God. And you've got it. Don't give it away and strengthen it with every breath. The other thing is like this celebration. What is the picture of this divine timeline? What is the picture of the celebration? It's the garden. It's going back to the original vision of what Earth wanted to become and was in Lemuria. Interesting an attack, a direct attack of direct energy on the mother. And this is the thing, because the law of the universe says that all of the technologies they've used to control us are actually at our disposal to put the love back. Right? So can we do this through the Wi-Fi, through the energy, through this like, oh wow, microwaved. Now we're radiating the love vibration. And it's kind of like, watch out, because all those mechanisms, all those surveillance and all those people watching you and studying you and all that, it's like, they're just gonna get fried right up. It just dismantles the matrix and the machine. Your love, your spiritual love, and it's yours. It's beautiful and it's incredible celebration. So, an image or the kind of that energy, a concept of what it is we're doing here is like going back to the garden. And again, you every step, every breath, even if you're battling the lower demons, say, "This is the garden. This is the garden. My people, my helpers, my healers, my team. They're in the garden. We're all walking towards the garden. We're all walking towards each other. Nothing can stop it." And that energy vibration is just like so powerful, so high frequency. And we had to get pushed to this point so that we don't give an F about what the effect is of this activation on the people around us, right? We need to get so pushed into that corner that we're like, sorry if I'm frying your demons, but did you want those anyway? And the answer and the magic and the truth and the source and the spiritual light and God and the law and Jesus, it's all love. So take a hold of this and go into this place, this incubation time, to prepare yourself to be that holy grail to receive these blessings. Anchor in the frequency of the celebration that's coming. Vibrate there, claim that. Get out there and find your people. It's up to you. You deserve to have what you need to thrive. It is up to you, not an outside authority. It's nothing you did wrong. It's not that you don't deserve it. It's nothing you need to prove or earn or heal. You were whole and complete, full initiate when you came into this realm, supernova. It's time to claim this back. I'm so honored to be here with you. And thank you so much for coming here, being with me in these concepts, holding these vibrations, being open to this. A lot of things I can hear over the years, I'll say them and I can hear, kind of feel supernova souls, well, she said this, and then you know it's true. May you know it's true. May the light of the blessing of the love that you are surround you, protect you, walk with you. Thank you, Supernova Souls. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Thank you so much for your support, for being a part of the Soul Tribe. It's $10 a month to get that Friday video update, and you really want to stay on top of these energies in these times. $20 a month also gets you into the full moon and new moon activations and live sharing circles to connect and be present with this supernova movement. We're amazing and beautiful. That's you. We are the light of this world, and it's time to start acting like it and being it. And to hell with what that might mean for the people around us. You know, your power was never destructive because you're in alignment with the earth, the mother, and the love, the source. in your heart. So let's do this. And so thank you so much for your support. And I look forward to connecting with you soon on the next update. There's also a donation link if you want to make an offering that way. But just you being here, listening to the messages, and being present with these energies is such a gift for all of us. Thank you, Supernova Souls. Do not give up. We are so close. Be in the celebration, be in the light, be in the love, the truth of who you are. Take it back right here, right now. Breathe the breath of life that connects you with all of us together and all of the beneficial support as well. So much love to you, Supernova Souls. I look forward to seeing you soon. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.